Hello, folks, and back with another review and thoughts. Now, this film I got to see called Lullaby, which is a 2022 horror film. Uh, Basically, it's a new mother discovers a lullaby, ancient book in her home, well, given to her by her sister and her mom. And basically, she sings a song, supposed to be as a blessing, but really it's a ancient ritual chant to invoke this demon called Lilith to collect their baby, and she is unaware of this until later on. But yeah, overall, that's what it is. This reminded me a bit of uh, what that movie? I can't. Uh, the Curse of Llorona, Mexican folklore mythology ghost witch lady that takes children. Basically, this one takes babies, and I'll say this: it's shot fine. It's basically you can almost lump this in with one of Blumhouse's uh, flicks, but not as really not as fun or engaging. Really, I mean, at least the characters, although again, it's really just two people in this: the mom and the dad, which you don't really know much about them other than the mom is, I guess, a top best magazine editor, writer, uh, promoter. I don't know. Like, there's like a thing about her doing magazines, or she won a Billboard thing for best magazine or something, or article, I guess. The dad, I don't know what he does. I don't even think they ever say what he does. I guess they do at the beginning, but I don't know. But it's really just right at the beginning. We open with the sister of the lead girl. Pretty much, her husband dies, and then her baby gets taken. We right off the bat see a CGI mutant baby, two-headed baby, which was kind of caught me off guard. There's even a scene in this, I will say, is kind of not even kind of chilling and creepy, where this spoilers, where at one point they go into the dimension of this Lilith demon lady, and her dimension is really, I don't want to say cool, but like it was interesting to where you see dead corpses of, I'm assuming they're dead corpses of babies that she's taken, but then I'm not sure because she has this other room that has living babies that she's kidnapped. So I don't know if those are babies that have been taken all over throughout the years, but then it's like, wouldn't they age if she took them throughout the years? But whatever, I guess. Because there's this other room where she has it's like a nursery, basically. Um, but yeah, and that's in the third act, of course. It does do this whole. At one point, it borrows a bit from the debit, or not the debit, the I think it's called The Possession. I forget when that movie came. That was a pretty good movie. It was about it was based off the legend of the debit box. Um, but of course, this one's dealing with a book, a lullaby book, which, and the story, the mythology of Lilith is kind of interesting, where she was basically the very first woman that God created for Adam, but then turns out she was headstrong and not willing to submit, so I guess she got banished, and so then she decided to, I guess they say, lay with animals or beasts, so I guess she must actually I guess she was into that, or she learned to be. And so she created abomination, basically, of her own versions of children because she was jealous of the actual created children, and so that triggers to her of going to kidnap others' children, pretty much to raise at her own. But then I'm like, again, that part I didn't understand because there's this room with all these are babies. So were they freshly kidnapped, or because at one point the sister at the beginning that has her baby taken, she turns heel because but then she screws over her own sister at the end, which is even because at first, because we're introduced to her later on again, where she's in a psych ward. So I don't know how that works. How they can just let out this woman who is apparently, looked at as a child murderer, I would assume. I guess. But then she's able to her sister's able to get her out of there, bring her to her house, and then the husband leaves to try to get more help. He goes to this, I guess it's a Jewish church, which was pointless because they don't do anything. This is, like, all it was exposition, really. Which we would have got, really, we got it twice or three times, basically, because we got it from the sister, and then got it from the church lady, and then got it from this other guy that deals with religious supernatural stuff. So basically, we got exposition three times in this movie. The one scene, if anything, should have rewritten that where the lady, but I don't know, because the way there didn't need to be three exposition scenes of the rules of Lilith, because then it becomes redundant where we already know. But then, because then there's certain things where, there's 3 steps to summon her with the lullaby, and then you kill an animal, you spill the blood of an animal, and then you spill the blood of a newborn, and then she comes for it, and then she replaces it with a dead baby, a corpse, I guess. But it seemed like that thing was alive at the beginning, because swore it came alive, but okay. But yeah, again, the one scene I thought was really, really creepy was her dimension, which is, and even that scene where towards the climax when they're running, when the mom or the sister goes to get her baby, when she's running down the hall, we see other mirrors of other people's homes, and we see newborns or born babies in other parts of the world, in other not dimensions, but other worlds, or not worlds, but other parts of the So I thought that was interesting. Like, if she doesn't want to go here, she can always go to this place, this, so she's always creeping in the mirrors. But yeah, the editing is nothing really special. Again, the character of Lilith is the story of her is interesting. Like the folklore is interesting of her, but other than that, everything else is kind of. And I didn't really care for the ending because it does try to do a sequel bait, I guess. But then it's like pretty much by the end, you don't really care about these people because, granted, the sister, the psych sister, she ends up switching her baby with their baby, and that's by the end. And then the sister's angry about it, and then so I guess the sister dies because she gets sung to death. Literally, Lilith sings her to death. which is a creepy scene, somewhat, or eerie anyway. And but yeah, the ending is basically you've seen it before, where jump scare of mirrors or confrontation with the entity. Um, I don't know. There's better films that do this better, that deal with supernatural demon entity things. Um, I forget the one movie that I liked, but the rules of that thing was kind of confusing to me, I think. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was Pray something, or I forget. But that was a decent. That was, but this one, it. But yeah, by the end, you don't care about. You don't seem to really, like, you understand their motivation of wanting to get their kid or baby back, but they're willing to, I guess, sacrifice the nephew. Uh, so she's gonna sacrifice her sister's son to, I guess, they're gonna summon her again, go into the dimension, and then try to find her baby, and then hope they don't die in the process of escaping or get stuck in her dimension. So I didn't care for the sequel bait ending. That could have been handled better where you didn't have that, or anything. You shouldn't have had a twist ending. At least in the movie called Hollow, or The Hollow, that dealt with baby switching of entities coming in to switch babies. But at least that one, granted, the husband dies in it, but at least the mom lives, and you care for that family, and she got her baby back. Her, she got her son back, and granted that ends on stupid jump scare, but it doesn't have anything to do with that family. So at least that movie, and plus it had better effects, because this one, I didn't really care much for the look of Lilith, and even when she even shows her human form, which, cute lady. But other than that, yeah, the acting is just fine. I will say again, with the characters, early, well, middle on, when stuff is going on, they don't really deny. They sort of deny it, but then they uh, hold it together. Where, oh yeah, this is happening, so we need to figure out what to do. But then they continue to live their lives where I'm gonna leave you alone here, or I'm gonna go and I'm gonna leave. I'll take the baby with me. I'll leave, go somewhere. Even though we're shown that Lilith can affect outside of wherever, I guess, the baby goes, she'll go. So even if you're out shopping, she'll be there and try to attack you or startle you anyway. Yeah, I would say skip, because it's just not worth it. There's better films. Watch The Conjuring, because this is basically not a rip-off, but it feels like it wants to be one of those Conjuring films, or at least tied in. Again, Llorona, Curse of Llorona, that's a better film, you know? Um, Better shot film as well, better acted. Um, Again, at least the characters weren't really generic to where, oh, I'm going to deny what's going on, or I don't believe you. No, they, right off the bat, when stuff starts to happen, they talk about, the wife goes to tell the husband. At first you think he's blowing it off, but then they talk about it, and they have an understanding. They're a team. So I did like that dynamic early to middle on, but then by the end I don't care. I do, but I'm torn, because again, they're gonna, I guess, bait the sister's son, which I'm not with. So yeah, thanks for watching. Take care and peace and love.